sorry for the late start, but welcome to Salty Saturday. Excited to be here. I'm Donde, and joining me this evening is BrushyTuna. Brushy, how are you this fine Saturday night?
Fantastic, man. I mean, I couldn't be more excited than to cast these two great matches that we got coming tonight.
Yeah, these are both, like you said, both fantastic matches, and I apologize that we had a little bit of technical difficulty getting started, but we are good to go now. And that first match that we are going to be featuring this evening is a big 2-0 match, or a big Week 3 match between 2-0 NejiBoston and 1-0 FBM2. There's a lot of 2s in this one somehow. Neji, of course, representing Aeon, and FBM will be representing Due Process. So these are two teams that are both looking to pick up a big win this week. Right now, Aeon bounced back a little bit after some Scrub lost his match terribly last night. Yours truly, of course. Of course, I wouldn't insult anybody who wasn't myself. And RHat picked up a win just a little while ago. We will see RHat a little bit later, featured versus basedinc in a hero match as the second half of this doubleheader. But for right now, let's talk about Neji versus FPM. This is a conquest match, of course, in our pro series with open deck lists. Brushy, you've seen the deck list, you've seen the bans. Why don't you take us through what we can expect to see here tonight?
All right, so we will not be seeing the Druid from NejiBoston or the Warrior from FBM2 because those are the bans here tonight. But for the rest of the decks, we have Highlander Hunter for NejiBoston with the Soul DH. Looks like a pretty common list here with just Consume Magic over another I-Beam. And then we have the Secret Rogue to round it out. And then for FBM2, it looks like we also have another Secret Rogue, a Turtle Mage for all those Turtle Mage fans at home, and then the Survival of the Fittest Druid with the Exotic Mount Sellers. These are just like super solid decks. The only thing that I really have questions about is the Highlander Hunter. I know it's kind of been like floating around for a while, but I really haven't seen it perform too well. So I'm curious on what Neji thought when he brought it here. Maybe he thinks overall it can counter queue some of these other decks, possibly the Turtle Mage. So we'll see. We'll see what Neji can do with that. That's definitely like the only odd deck out tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely a little off the beaten path for this meta. I kind of expect that it's one of those decks that was so popular last meta and so good that a lot of people just kind of got bored of it and decided they really didn't want to. It's the same thing with Enrage Warrior for the most part. It's a playable deck. It's very much alive in the meta right now. I mean, there are certain matchups that it does very poorly against, but it's still fine to bring because it works. But it's obviously not exciting and new, so people have tended to avoid it a little bit. But that's okay. So
I mean,
definitely
the Highlander Hunter now is kind of newer.
Of course.
No DQA, no CMAT, and like no 10 mana drop at the end of the Grand Slam.
Yeah, you want pull
these...
Celt into deal 8 to your face with Crush. Well,
yeah, exactly.
With Bran as Crush, guest appearance by huge Dino. So
I mean, it's mainly Crush with guest appearance Bran. Like we don't care about the Bran portion of the card. We want the king himself. So
it's like when the less famous rapper has like a featured rapper who is way more popular than them somehow gets onto their track. Yeah, Crush is the one we're here to see, bud. Like just move aside while he deals damage to the face.
Yeah, you could introduce yourself, but you know we're here for the other guy.
Well, we are ready to start here, and the players are hanging out. So I'm going to go ahead and let them know they're ready to start up, queue up, and we'll get this game one coming your way. Neji will be on the bottom. FBM2 will be on the top.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just off rip, I think this might be Neji favored. Just because I don't know how this Turtle Mage is gonna do.
I saw a tweet earlier.
My only concern.
That's was along the lines of the Turtle Mage is the best deck in Masters Tour this weekend for a good player, and the worst deck if you're well, they said bad player, but if you don't know how to play it specifically. So I guess we'll have to see. Just because I personally have not had much experience playing with it, I've played against it many times, and it always seems to work like a charm against me. So we'll have to see if this is one of those situations tonight as well.
Well, I mean, Turtle Mage really hates those decks with kind of like over the top bursts or just some huge burst turns, and Soul DH has that with the Twin Slices and the Lapidaries and just overall the weapons, because Eternal Mage loves you flooding the board more as like your damage since they do have the
Yes,
Frost
tries to
Nova
lock
damage.
you out that way.
Yep. So these games or these decks that have like that extra damage that they come in over top. I mean, even King Crush, as long as Neji doesn't board lock himself out of here, like he just has 7 mana, deal 8. So
yeah, as long as he manages board space, and I think that's an interesting mechanic to really be worried about. Something we haven't really seen lately with the decks like Freeze Mage, of course, back in the day used to eternally freeze you. It really now you're not just necessarily playing around board location. You're necessarily trying to manage what you can have and fit on board that you need to have out there, and still be pressuring without committing to a point where you're hosed basically.
Yeah, you need it's a really cool like way of like playing around too. Like I'm glad like something like this now exists, even though a lot of people hate Eternal Mage.
Oh, I do not like it. I'm not gonna sit here and say I like it.
Come on, it's so fun. It's the combo
for
deck
one person.
Like, I mean, I enjoy having combo decks in the meta, so. But I do see some eyeballs, Donde, so let's get into
Absolutely.
this match.
Just pulling it up right now. It looks like it's going to be Hunter v. Druid.
Victory for the Forsaken.
Looks like Neji molds so fast that I have no idea what that card was. All right, he got a Felmall back for whatever card he got.
Greetings. I trust you will not waste my time.
All right, Felmall down on 1 here with the coin. FBM2's got a pretty solid opener. We got Overgrowth into Guardian Animals here, so it's what you love to see as the Druid player.
I'm having trouble getting the menu up to get the cards for FBM on stream right now, so I apologize for that. The menu just not opening for me.
I had that issue, and then my whole Hearthstone crashed. So
11th click is the charm, apparently.
I have no time. Vengeance is near.
all right, so Zephyr's here from NejiBoston. Wild Growth, Animal Companion, and the Brightwing takes the Wild Growth.
There we go. All right, everyone should be able to see the cards now. Apologize for that.
Innervate, Overgrowth here.
And now Neji doing a little ramp of his own there with the Wild Growth he picked up off Zephyr's, trying to compete with the Druid's efficient mana ramp, and Teacher's Fetch is going to get tossed out on 5 here. Ooh. As FBM's going to have that Guardian Animals next turn, but Rottnest Drake will handle it very easily. Into another taunt, though.
He does get another taunt, but that was that's still A-okay. I mean, Neji did pick up that Dragon there return, which is huge.
I will say, though, the board placement there is unfortunate because now this Thresher is going to be able to hit the 3-2, take less damage, and still clear this board.
One of those things you got to keep in the back of your head while playing against Druid is when this Lake Thresher hits the board, is it just going to free clear my board for taking like 2 damage?
Right, and if he had to actually place it into, say, that Rottnest Drake, for example, this Evasive Worm would be able to clear the Thresher, and that can't be the case now. So now there's no real clean option here for Neji that he's going to want to use. I mean, you could tracking into something and use the Frozen Shadow Weaver if need be, but that's really all he's got at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, we might just go Dragon Bane, kill the 5/4, hopefully.
I mean, that is a consideration.
Get that thing out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it hits the face, you're like, well, okay, I did some damage. If it hits 5/6, though, that's probably the worst case scenario.
Yeah, it is the worst case scenario. Absolutely. It's like Neji's considering the Frozen Shadow Weaver here.
Yeah, I don't necessarily mind the tracking up front. Oh no, he's gonna go ahead and use the spear. Yep, get that in line, because that plus the Evasive Worm next turn is a guaranteed kill. Perfect response there in the hand for FBM of Bog Meme.
Ooh.
Follows up with an Overflow, and now that Thresher is very healthy.
Oh, we picked up Survival of the Fittest too. When it innervates, so that could be come down next turn.
The moment is upon us.
Nah.
Nothing.
I don't really
there.
want any of these cards.
Probably the exact words that Neji's saying to himself right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that whatever he picks here will probably not be something he plays this turn. Since nothing really directly impacts immediately. Scale Rider's the draw. Now here comes the Dragon Bane play.
Twilight Runner.
Nope, right to the face. And,
Oh
okay,
my
we have a concede.
Yeah, I mean,
All right then.
I think he knew there was probably no way of him getting back on this board. I thought she was just going to eat him alive for a while.
That was
Twilight Runner's just draw 2 every turn.
Tough way to start there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the game really won and lost there on the placement. I mean, not that it would have necessarily been a win for the Hunter, the Highlander Hunter after the Thresher came down and cleared some of the board, but at least would have been able to clear off the Thresher the next turn and maybe be able to mount a counterattack, but not the case there for Neji. As FBM picks up the easy win with the Druid, 1-0 here in the favor of FBM in due process.
Absolutely. I mean, I was talking about the Highlander Hunter before the game started and like how it was going to do, and it just kind of looked pathetic in that match. I mean, the draws were all right, but, you know, Druid showed him what a powerful thing to do with this meta is. That's Guardian Animals on 5.
Well, we're going to see him run it back again here
Victory for the Forsaken.
as we go into match number 2, or game number 2 of the match here. 1-0 lead for FBM. He will go and move on to his Rogue, while Neji will give that Hunter another crack.
I think we're mulling everything here from Neji. Yeah. Kept the backstab from FBM2. I think that's a pretty alright call.
Sure, yeah, I mean, you can easily clear off something like a Zephyrs on 2,
Well,
or
I
a
mean,
Blazing Battle Mage.
sometimes this Highlander Hunter does have a little bit of an aggressive start to it.
Sure.
You know, it still runs the Intrepids, the Demon Companions, Battle Mage, Wolpertingers, and all that stuff. Kind of like the same Face Hunter start. So I don't mind that. You know, being able to see the open deck list here because it is pro does give you that advantage. Seeing that, like, oh, they could have a pretty nasty start to the game. And speaking of that Wolpertinger, it shows up. Neji with the golden one, as you should.
And the Evasive Worm is looking kind of lonely here in this game.
Oh, yeah. Golden legendaries with golden commons next to it, and it's just like, hey, guys. I'm here.
Not the most exciting turn there for FBM. He had to just dagger and then re-dagger after the fact. A little bit of a clunky hand right now. He did pick up that Edwin Van Cleef, though.
Yeah.
A few cheaper cards, and now that Polkout comes out, might be looking to use that in some sort of combination here. Make maybe like a 6/6 Edwin.
Yeah. Backstab, Eviscerate, Coin, Edwin. So 8/8.
Maybe 8/8 Edwin. Yep. And then it becomes a very, very difficult thing for Neji to remove unless he has that Rottnest Drake, which he does not have in hand. And of course, now that he's drawn off the top of his deck, or the bottom of his top of his deck mana-wise, with Polkout being played, he won't see that for, well, at least now another turn. And now Varanus is the pickup with the whelp, big ol' whelp. So we're a turn away from having the Rottnest Drake, but now there's a giant board here. No longer guaranteed to kill the Van Cleef anyway.
That 2/6 con problem, or kind of throw some problems in the way of Neji.
Well, the 2/6 was designated as the illusion. That means that it's going to have
sure about
that's if you hover over it. It says this is an illusion.
Oh, this is not an illusion.
Yeah.
Oh.
Victory is.
Did they recently change that? I remember the first time I cast this card, it said both of these were illusions from the opponent's side.
Yeah, not sure. Like I'm looking at it right now, it says Ratspike Brute, this is an illusion. And then
And the other one is not.
This is
Interesting.
not an illusion.
Yeah, the first guys I had, both of them were like, "This is an illusion," and I was like, "Geez, thanks. I love knowing which one's rich."
Well, it's very interesting because if Neji makes the read here and attacks in with the weapon on the 2-6, kills it, and then he can attack the 3-5 with his 5-5, he at least gets a 50-50 shot at the Rottenness Drake. However, the safer play is going to have to be something along the lines of like Diving Griffin or Varanus here, and he does end up actually using the Varanus. He's going to clear that Edwin.
I think this is still a fine play. You gotta kill the Edwin.
That's definitely the safe play.
Yeah. Handful of cards go away for FBM. 4 cards to come. Shadow Step, Ambush, Blackjack Stunner, and a Dirty Tricks.
Not the best secret passage I've ever seen, but he can go ahead and get rid of this Varanus if he wants to, which I suspect he will.
Shadow Step our Jandis for next turn too, if we so choose.
Very true. Well, I think yeah, he's probably not gonna play the Dirty Tricks. I would guess here we're probably gonna see.
You can play Dirty Tricks because you can go Blackjack Thunder.
I was thinking, does he just want to run the Jandis out right now?
Yeah, that seems to be the line.
Yeah, because if he does that, then he's not gonna throw the Blackjack Stunner back, and we see that was a very quick pick. So the Stampeding Kodo is the illusion in this case. The Booty Bay Bodyguard, the taunt, is not an illusion. So he switched it up from last time. Not that Neji would ever have really figured it out, because Varanus made everything 1 health regardless. And this is still a tough spot here. Neji needs an answer. Gets Dragonbane, of course.
We got some rushers in hand, so.
But not enough mana to play everything you want. And of course, that second secret passage hanging out in FBM's hand means that he could potentially find lethal.
It's very true. I mean, Neji can play Diving Griffin. I believe all it does is get Zixor, so that also clears up another minion. So you could. So I don't think there's a Faceless Corruptor in this deck. Yeah. So that's 2 rushers, clear up 2 more minions. So you can leave them. I think you can clear this entire board this turn, if you so choose.
You fell right into my trap.
No longer can as
No, you
finds
cannot.
out that it is an ambush. Gotta kill 3 attack.
Has to. And now the board is looking a little healthier here for Neji, but the health total is very much not. Will the secret passage just be ripped straight away? It will. So that tells Neji nothing in hand that could kill him this turn, but FBM will look to find it.
50 tricks, questing, Shadow Step again, and prep. Okay. I mean,
so
we can make a decent size quest.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's probably the play here. And then you just dump out.
We can replay the Jandis and prep out, yeah.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, you want to prep, then you play the Dirty Tricks. Make sure you don't play that Shadow Step. Oh, don't play that Shadow? Okay, I didn't know which order he was going in.
It looked weird from our order, because it's like, he already queued it all up. But, like, our camera's like, oh, Shadow Step after prep.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I know that players make that mistake every once in a while, but that is not an ideal mistake to make at this juncture in the game. And now, of note though, playing Jandis instead means that he could not use her body to take out that 7/2 Varanus, which is now a little bit more dangerous. And as you might expect, the illusion is the Darkscale Healer in this case, and the non-illusion is the Scrap Golem.
Yeah, Rottenness can be pretty huge here. Neji wants to go that line. Varanus can kill the 4/5. The 1/1s can kill off the other 2 minions, and then.
Yeah, he can definitely clear this board right now.
Yeah,
with
he
the evasive
multiple ways
form.
of doing it.
Oh, he's gonna Grand.
Okay. Interesting.
He just wants that. He just wants that crush on board.
That makes sense. I don't mind that line either.
So now, well, here's the other thing. So, if that secret is plagiarized, which he now has found out that it is,
No, it's Dirty Tricks.
It's Dirty Tricks. Oh,
He
my.
hasn't played the spell.
I say my
So.
my tracker is misleading me. For some reason, it's saying that Dirty Tricks is shadowed out, so it's not Dirty Tricks. That is not the case. I thought for sure. I was like, didn't we see a Dirty Tricks? But,
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes when the deck tracker sometimes like rules out Dirty Tricks for no reason, so you gotta remember to yourself.
Yeah, it's not ruled out every secret for the record.
Don't let the door
There's no
Oh.
the secret is so secret that nobody knows what it is.
Ooh, it's a secret.
Well, Neji will now have that King Crush again in hand, but he'll have to play it not only for its full value, but for a little bit more. It's going to cost him 10 if he wants to go 8 to the face. Zixor Prime is not a bad pickup off the top.
I mean, the only problem is Neji has no way of dealing with this Stealth Assassin.
Correct. Well, he
And
does.
FBM?
He's got Rotten Strake, but then
Right, but it comes back. It's got Reborn. How do you deal with the second half?
right, you don't. And we see that Eviscerate in hand now is it's just
grasp.
lethal at this point unless Neji
Yeah.
can find a way around it.
Yeah, I don't see anything here from Neji. So that Stealth Assassin from that turn 1 Pharaoh Cat so long ago turning to be a pivotal minion here. In the,
Yeah, it looks like that's
the
going to
lethal.
be game.
And we don't even need to combo the Eviscerate either. Just send it face.
And Neji's about to find out the bad news is that Eviscerate made its way to hand. Doesn't need to be comboed, like you said. It's just exact lethal. And FBM's going to go up 2-0 here with only the mage remaining, that turtle mage that we talked about at the top. And we'll have to see if it's got 3 games to win, one match, one game here. So odds are that at some point it's going to it's going to go off.
Let's see. I mean, theoretically, on paper, all 3 of these decks left from Neji of the Highlander Hunter, the Soul Demon Hunter, and the Secret Rogue all have pretty good chances of being able to beat out the mage. From my experience of at least the Rogue side trying to beat the Turtle Mages, you got to find an early Edwin or Questing, and then they miss a turn of freezing and just take like 16 to the face. But we'll see that Highlander Hunter run back here from Neji again.
Yeah, funny that we're now seeing the matchup of the 2 questions that we had at the top here, which was can Turtle Mage be played effectively, and can this Highlander Hunter get a win? Neither of which have been answered thus far, at least not in the positive. But
Nope.
I guess we're gonna find out. One of them's gonna win this match.
All right, FBM2 has definitely played a good amount of Turtle Mage for that turn 1 play. I don't think a lot of new players would just tempo out their 1-2, or especially the Mage Thief.
Both players playing very quickly here. Scale Rider gets rid of that Wand Maker.
Ooh, a potion picked up for FBM2.
Neji on the aggressive side of things here, trying to get that damage in while he can.
Is it cold in the shadows?
FBM2 will shut that down with the Brain Freeze that was generated off the Wand Maker and the Frozen Shadow Weaver. Stop any damage this turn, and now, if you're Neji, where do you go here? It's probably just going to be the Evasive Feywing, or I guess you could just Dragon Bane, but that just dies if you do that. At least the Feywing, you have to have him trade the 4-3 in.
Yeah, you can't ping off the Feywing or do anything crazy outside of literally sending the 4-3 into it. So we'll see if FBM wants to use this potion here. These are not bad minions to have back in this matchup. Much Turtle Mage do you have under your belt, Donde? I know a lot of people don't tend to play it.
I have not played it myself.
Okay. But you've seen a lot of it played out?
Oh, ton.
Okay. Hulk Health's not a bad pickup here. So both Frost Novas picked up for FBM2 now.
Your wish is my
Is
suggestion.
he a Blizzard version? No, he is not. So he needs to be very liberal with
Well played.
these Frost Novas.
And a good pickup there with the Shadow Madness takes away the healing in the Kartut Defender, and we will see a little bit of a clear here between the Arcane Missiles, the Hero Power, and the Observer, but I don't think there's any way that we're going to get rid of this whole board.
Nope. I mean, we could, at minimum, kill 6/5 as long as one of these missiles hits the... Oh, okay. We're going to kill the 6/5 into this. Alright. One Ice Barrier played out. FBM hoping not to find a second Ice Barrier either.
Neji's just going in now with the Dragon Bait. It's free board. It's free 7 damage to face with that Hero Power.
Job's done.
And of course, the Ice Barrier will effectively nullify that. However, that's still a big chunk of damage going in to FBM. And now the board's sitting there with 10 on board, 2 from the Hero Power, and 5 from Dragon Bait. So you got to use a Frost Nova at this point.
True mastery takes dedication.
Neji looks like he's going to start with the Dragon Bane to see... Nope, nah, start with the tracking.
Wonder why we don't just
The moment
evasive worm
is upon
Hero Power
us.
down the Roz and just send 5 face after the Hero Power from Dragon Bane. Curious what Neji's thinking.
Yeah, that is more reasonable, I think, because I mean at this point, the Potion of Illusion could mess him up. Oh, the damage goes in face, and that Roz stays alive.
If power is what you seek,
All right, we're drawing King Crush next turn.
true mastery takes dedication.
FBM is all in, though, hand-wise. He's tapped out at this point.
Oh, right, Zixor Prime. I forgot.
I remember
Zixor
that.
died earlier.
Well played.
Yeah. This is gonna be it. There's no more ways to freeze this board.
And the Highlander Hunter will get there here in Game 3.
You'll find me wherever the action is.
You gotta play the brand.
Oh, of course.
For those people who think it's over the top BM or anything, you never been to Neji stream. FBM and Neji like joke with each other through chat and stuff all the time to their stream. So these are some good friends here. It seems to be. So just having some fun a little bit.
Plus, it's not like he didn't know that he drew the brand anyway.
I mean, he had lethal on board.
I know. I'm just saying, but he played
This-
Polk Health.
yeah.
He knew that the brand was drawn
Yeah, he
because
knew.
that's how that
Right
card
there.
works. But yes, that is a big win there for Neji to keep this series alive. Moving on to Game 4 now, where we'll see that Turtle Mage again. But what is Neji going to bring?
Rogue. Okay.
You asked for it. Watch your.
I would have thought to seen the Soul Demon Hunter next, but I guess Neji thinks the Rogue has a better time into the Mage.
Q frantically searching.
What?
I said Q frantically searching the stats on this.
Oh. I think it's 58-42 Rogue, maybe?
Well, my friend, I'm going to tell you very quickly what it is.
Yeah. What is it, my friend?
Well, I have to get there first.
I will crush
Oh, you said very quickly. I assumed you had it up.
Listen, I can only go as fast as the Spectrum internet goes, alright?
Is that even real internet? I've never heard of that.
See, former Time Warner, man. Come on.
Oh, all right. I forgot. We're from the '80s up in
Yeah, man.
Massachusetts.
I'm up in Maine, okay? Maine separated from Massachusetts long ago.
Yeah, same thing.
Anyway,
Anything above Massachusetts is just Massachusetts with extra steps.
I see.
And you know this.
I
You
do
know
not.
this.
I do not.
Yeah, you do.
So the answer to the question, Tortola Mage into Soul Demon Hunter is a 40.5% win rate. Into the was Secret Rogue is actually 42%. So you are correct. The Soul
Right.
Demon Hunter is a slightly better matchup, but neither of them are particularly favored as far as the Turtle Mage is concerned. Turtle Mage is not favored into either of them here. So
Yeah. Well, I called that exact Rogue one. I said 58 to 42.
yeah, impressive. I hate that you're right, but you're right.
Look at me go.
Can't stop him now.
I did. Can't stop me now. Better
Oh,
stop
man.
before I go full on Queen here on stream.
I mean, I don't think that would be bad content at all, to be quite honest with you. What's certainly not
it
bad
would just-
content is two
It'll live in
Tortolans in hand for
infamy,
FBM.
and yeah, I mean that's a good pickup. I mean, even this power creation too that we can coin out, even a turn earlier, and kind of just fight for board, clear up the board that way before we start comboing is also a pretty nice tool to use as well. And Neji's hands looking really soft right now. One of the power turns against the Turtle Mage as the Rogue is the Sonar. So we need to find something. Sap's not a bad pickup here. You can definitely mess with some combo turn stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to say he was probably hoping there that pick up a secret.
A secret or probably more damage is what he's looking for. Just like another Eviscerate or even like a Head Crack. Like Head Crack is actually like super good in this matchup.
Cold in the shadows.
I would
Because
definitely
you
agree with
got
that.
like for the turn, like if they don't have any turtles in hand after they poke out, you have like theoretically 4 turns before they averagely draw their win con. If they didn't draw any of their top end before the poke out. So Head Crack just being a constant damage every turn is definitely an MVP in this match.
Takes dedication.
Rise dropped here until the first half of this reborn. Still no secrets here from NejiBoston.
Yeah, this is not what you like to see. That Hanar just sitting in hand, essentially rotting away.
Yeah. The Blackjack Stunners are just 1 minute, 1/2s right now. Like they have no effect. Like Neji's hand is theoretically a Sap and a Kobold Lackey.
I mean, he can definitely take out the Ras if he wants to here. Yeah, he can Lackey into it, Dagger into it, and I think to
You have
avoid
to.
the repeated damage plus the possibility of it being potioned, like we saw last game, I think you have to go ahead and clear that here. I mean, health-wise, he's still in a fine state, 25 health. He's got a little bit of time, but he's really got to get a good draw here. Secret Passage. Do you play the Hanar
Okay.
first?
I don't think so. I think you want a Secret Passage and not play anything in case you hate an Edwin or a Questing. Because those are also super powerful cards. So I like this line from Neji.
All right, well, Neji agrees with you. Let's see. Juan Thief.
On three's down the bad pickup.
Farrakhat, no. Oh, there is the secret. And Shadow Step. All right. Probably looking at Juan Thief, Shadow Step, Juan Thief, or Farrakhat being Shadow Stepped. Yog Box.
Oh. That was a snap Yog Box.
Yeah, I didn't even really look. I was looking left to right. Yog was on
like-
the left, and that was all
It was
that
like
we saw.
Yog Box, a Pexis Blast, and something else. Oh, Pyro
Oh,
Blast.
goodness. Oh, the damage.
Yeah.
All the heavy cost spells.
So
Very
I
bad.
mean, I love Yog Box as much as the next person, but I'm curious if Pexis Blast was actually the correct pickup for Neji. You know, just some huge over the top.
Certainly possible.
Damage. Yeah, there's arguments to both. I mean, if you got Pyroblast first, if the second one these discovers were your first ones instead, I think then you pick the Apexis Blast. But like, maybe since you have no idea, like, you know what the second one's gonna give you, just go ahead and just pick it, man.
Oh, the flick!
Oh, flick!
Oh no!
All right, this is still honestly not that bad for FBM. Only because Neji is at 14 right now.
Well played.
The chat noticing that I'm wearing my Patriots jersey tonight. Yeah, we are on the eve of Patriots football, so it's very important to me that we celebrate the greatest franchise in NFL history.
On the eve of Patriots football. Not a mouse was stirring.
What makes something real?
Ooh.
Manipulator and the Water Bear. Water Bear is not an illusion.
Now, this is still looking pseudo rough for Neji, but
Is it just
Neji's
Yogg
like,
Box
I
time?
got this. It's Yogg Box time.
It's Yogg Box time.
I mean,
Oh,
I would
man.
think you just play Wingardium, but you know, Neji is definitely a better player than I am. So if he's thinking it's Yogg Box time, it's Yogg Box time.
Well, I think what you're probably looking at here is how do I die? How do I die from this point? You know, what's the damage generator that FBM has that would allow him to just kill me right now?
I mean, Neji does know that FBM still has a card that he discovered a long time ago.
Yes, that power of creation.
So, yep. So he still could be worried. I mean, if that's like a fireball or something, Neji could just be dead.
All right, here comes the box. Well, we're gonna attack first. Yep. Clear off the
What's in
first
the
half of
box?
that. What's in the box?
Praise be to Yogg.
Lackey plot twist. Oh, ooh, I don't know. I don't know how helpful that
I don't know
is.
about that one.
Well, Hanner's back. Blasting of Kings. Where's it going? Not the right target. Inner fire.
Demic Surge.
Oh, big surge.
Stole the Force. Circle. Counter spell.
Okay, Blade Storm's not terrible. It keeps him alive effectively at this point. But maybe not. Arcane Missiles plus ping to the face.
Yeah.
It's got to all hit minions or it's over.
Gotta go face.
Oh no, counterspell. Never mind. Well, Ice Barrier.
Yeah, no, he's
played
the
it
Ice Barrier
correctly.
there.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. Oh, and it does go face.
You must be ahead of me because I didn't see it go face until right now.
Oh, yeah, I'm like, I guess 3 seconds ahead of you. Wow.
Now
Not
we're wrapping
the way
it up.
we thought Turtle Mage was gonna win tonight. I'm gonna be honest.
No, not at all.
If anyone came here to watch Turtle Mage do it the dirty way, you are a liar, and you definitely didn't know that was gonna happen. So.
Yeah, that was definitely not the route that it usually goes. But hey, you know, shout out to FBM for finding the alternate method there to combo up. I mean, I think Jandis Barov was the key for that entire series for him. He, you know, between the Rogue and the Mage, got quite a bit of value off of Jandis.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that Rogue. How many Jandises did we see? 3?
At least 3 in that one game.
Yeah, yeah, in that one game. Yeah.
Yeah, real big there.
Jandis got some good minions there. I mean, that Water Bearer just being a 5/5, just the average stats plus a little bit of heal effect if it went too long. So, you know, it didn't help that Yogg did give it a Blessing of Kings buff. You know?
Yes, I hardly think that was the deciding factor in that game, but it definitely did not help. Yeah, Neji was looking for something board clear related there, and the best he really got was the Blade Storm, which took out a few things. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. The Yogg giveth, then the Yogg taketh away, and he took it away there.
Yeah, obviously Neji was not doing his prayers to Yogg every night, and he was punished for it. You know, you gotta make sure you praise be to Yogg. Or else your boxes will forever be cursed. So, it's a Just a little known fact for everyone in chat, though.
I don't know if that's little known. That feels like that's obvious. You gotta
It's
brand the
a
yacht,
well
man.
that's a well known thing. Yeah, everyone knows who Kibler is, and that's a Kibler meme. So it's definitely well known.
Well, definitely shout out to both Due Process and FBM there for picking up the win.
Yeah.
So that's gonna make the series. It was 5-4 Due Process, and now it is going to be 9-5 Due Process. So not over, but in strong position. And it should be noted, Due Process has not won since week 2 of last season against Aeon.
Aeon, was it you?
It was against
no.
Aeon. Yes. So
no.
that would mean that if they win this week, Due Process will have 3 wins, and 2 of them will be against Aeon. And that is just, in my unbiased opinion, not really cool. So,
Aeon.
but also a funny stat nonetheless.
That is a very funny stat,
yes.
though. That is
and
pretty good.
And unlike me beating you that one season, it's entirely true.
Oh, Pro Season 1.
Pro Season 1, the meme that will endure for all time.
Oh yeah, I do want to say FBM 2, for his first season in THL, he's kind of killing it in all series he's playing right now. I think he's undefeated in Hero as well. I think he might be 2-0 in Hero. Yeah, he is 2-0 in Hero now after he beat Dabs. I don't know if he has a legacy team, but now he's undefeated in both
maybe
Pro
he should.
and Hero. Yeah.
might be time for a team that's looking for a sub to come calling, I guess. He's definitely showing up on all fronts, which is impressive. I mean, we do see from time to time that people come out into THL for the first time and just blow the doors off it. And I think some of that can be attributed to we're getting a really strong class of player nowadays here in THL. Newer players tend to have a lot of tournament experience. Whereas some players who might be joining for the first time, a year or two ago didn't. So I think that's less of an indictment of the current players in THL and more just the fact that really great players are coming out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got all those master tours and just all kind of TESPA things.
Very accessible.
And, there's a ton of accessible tournaments out there to definitely get in as much Hearthstone games as you can. So, it definitely feels good to, sit here and 2.5, 3 years into THL and watch 8 new players show up and they're just all killing it. So
for sure. Well, speaking of players that are killing it, we're going to move on to our second match here, which is... Oh, it's not Hero. Or it's not Pro, it's Hero. We'll fix that.
It is Hero. It is Teal Conference.
It is Hero Teal Conference. It is the last Hero standing, and it is RidiculousHat versus the newest THL board member, basedinc. Based has been just basically unconscious for the last 2 seasons. Just the best player in THL now since the pandemic, roughly. And then RHat is 1-1 this season, but still one of the more dangerous players in THL. Yeah, you could say that, right? The timeline kind of fits. Maybe that's the deal that was made with the devil. Base was like, listen, I gotta be the best Hearthstone player, and then somebody out there was like, all right, but it's gonna be rough for a lot of people.
Yeah, the whole world gets cursed.
Base was like, so be it. We're just kidding. We love you, Base. All right, now it is accurately referred to as Hero.
It is funny that that we all talk about RHat being this super great player and he's always wrecking it, but then you ask RHat and you're like, RHat, how good are you? And he goes, I'm not that good. There's 190,000 players better than me. And you're like, RHat, don't you go 7-2 every season? He's like, yeah, whatever. It's I'm not that good. It's like, all right, RHat.
Well, he's certainly a great player, and I think the laddering every month confirms that. I know he doesn't tend to play a lot of tournaments. I don't think Base plays that many herself either, to be quite honest. But still, the results speak for themselves as far as THL is concerned. And it should also be noted that this series, this is interesting right now. Dab on him, or a TMI is ahead of Dab on him by a score of 12-6 at the moment. However, that 12-6 is over 3 matches. All 3 of them are 3-2s. FBM, who you just saw, beat Dabs. Ron Mexico, your boy, beat Astrofrog, and Travis Chrono beat Buse. So RHat needs just a few points here to lock this out effectively. But basedinc will be looking for a win to get DDABB on him back into it. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, our hat needs 2 points here just for at minimum for the week to end in a tie.
Yes, 2 points will
lose
guarantee a tie.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yep. And then of course Diamond versus Jim Philos for DDABB on him and TMI respectively would be the deciding match. So this is an interesting one. One of those rare weeks where you can see a team win 3 matches and still lose the series because all of them were so tight, all 3-2s. So it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. I'm going to notify the players they can go ahead and get ready up and ban. But in the meantime, looking at the classes that we have tonight, we are going to see from RidiculousHat, Demon Hunter, Druid, Paladin, and Warrior. Basedinc is Mage, Paladin, Rogue, and Warrior. And of course, this is now a closeless series, so unlike last series, where we knew everything was going, what every card was going to be in the deck, we have no idea what these decks are. But, Brushy, do you have any thoughts on what we might see?
So I think we're going to see, to start off, I think we might see a double Paladin ban. Paladin's super strong in this last hero standing format. But as for deck-wise, probably small spell mage from base. Turtle's all right in this matchup. You know, you don't, if it's bomb warrior, you don't want to be playing turtle mage. You know, druids, if it's Malagos, you don't want to be playing turtle mage. Even like the normal druid list can be pretty problematic for the mage. So we'll probably see small spell mage from base. Probably the secret rogue as well. Just because secret rogue has just been doing some beautiful things. Or like it's like currently doing like the best, I think, of the rogues. We'll probably see a bomb warrior as well from base.
I'm glad you brought up Bomb Warrior, because I don't know if you happen to see the stats for Masters Tour that's going on right now.
I've not.
But Bomb Warrior has been one of the worst decks, performing-wise, in that tournament. Yeah. Something like and among decks that have been played a ton, too. Like, hundreds of games, and it just has, I think it was like 44% win rate. And I think a lot of that can be attributed to weapon hate, for one thing. I mean, weapons are key to that deck success, and if they get blown up, and that's really tough for the warrior to recover. But also I think it's a deck that's pretty targetable overall, because I think a lot of people probably expected warrior to be brought, so it was probably not going to be banned a lot. And then with the amount of weapon destruction that was brought in the tournament, I think a lot of people were really focused on that, knowing that it was going to catch other things like Soul Demon Hunter up in its wake.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess I didn't expect it to be. I thought it'd be like at minimum 50%, but the Master Stores people are, they guess correctly. I know I saw a lot of lists with Sticky Fingers and the Acidic Swampoos out there. And the Sticky Fingers is definitely more backbreaking for the Bomb Warrior, just since you can't get your weapon back off that Horde Pillager. So.
They just jumped right into game. Wow, okay.
Okay.
I asked them what
Thanks,
the bans were, and the base was like, well, are you going to join up? So, okay,
I'll see you later, losers.
See you. We going. All right. So our hat's gonna be on the bottom. Base will be on the top. Paladin is banned for our hat. And Warrior, I believe, was based. So I'll get those updated retroactively.
Okay. You know what I would like to see out of our hat? I would like to see. I would like to see an aggro demon hunter actually from our hat this week.
I have seen him play quite a few aggressive decks very effectively.
Yeah.
All right, we are just getting in now.
Oh no, that came off the nature studies. It looks like as I come in. Okay, that is not an original swipe to the deck. So this should be the survival of the fittest Mount Seller version of Druid.
What to do? What to do?
Yet again, I am getting the spectate bug here where I click the button many times for it to not show us the cards for based. There we go. Nope, never mind. They flipped. There we go. Okay, for real.
Oh,
Yeah, we're seeing the small spell mage here get the mana giant in hand already. Cram Session's coming down with the lab partner. Are you up in the game there, Brushy?
Yep. Yeah. I had a captain question to answer real quick.
Look at this guy, casting and also still captaining on an elite level.
I do what I can.
I saw that in the cam, but nobody saw that because we're not on screen right now. But I appreciate your enthusiasm.
I'll do it in between. I'll do it in between matches.
You don't pick the one, see?
Ooh, Learn Draconic is... I love how surprisingly good, like, getting a random Learn Draconic is in this deck here for Small Spell Mage. You just get, like, free 6/6s sometimes. Ooh, it looks like RHAT was ready for the Turtle Mage out of base tonight. With that Living Dragon Breath
Living
tech.
Dragon. I mean, it's not a terrible tech, period. Especially with this, I mean, there's still a lot of freeze effects that can randomly happen. So it's I think totally a fine inclusion here against any mage. Oh boy, those are some picks. Those are some picks here for base.
All right. Well, we all know what the pick is.
I mean, devolving missiles is a
base.
reasonable choice.
Oh. Man. Base is no longer my new favorite board member. How do you not pick Yogbox? I mean, it's right there. I'm upset.
I can tell.
I'm just kidding. I mean, obviously, I think the evocation was for sure the right pick.
Nature speaks through us.
Gidra comes down with the swipe.
And it's, I think, a pretty good play here. I think this is a thing that a lot of players don't do very effectively, is they try to get, like, maximum value out of the Gidra to say, I'm not playing it unless I can play, like, a Guardian Animals or an Overflow. And if you do that, I mean, you really need the perfect setup for that to really happen. But having just, like, a 5/8 Wind Fury on board is very threatening.
Good. Yeah.
Not
I
bad
usually, for my Gidras, I usually try to aim for a 4-drop. Whenever, like, if I can play with a 4-drop, I'll be like, oh, okay, this is a great Gidra turn. You know? That's usually my rule of thumb. Anything less than that, I kind of feel sketched out about using, but...
Yeah, it feels bad unless it's, like, specifically trying to achieve a goal of removing a particular
or, like,
minion.
not dying. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh, I'm going to die this turn. I need to...
It would still feels bad, because it's such a high-powered minion that you don't want to use it to not die, but, I mean, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Base is going to pour the damage into it, though, with the Frostbolt and these Ray of Frost to get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, Evocation. We should be able to drop our Mana Giant, too, this turn. Oh, look, there's the Yogbox.
Well, that Yogbox is not to be this turn.
Yeah.
But all in all, a pretty powerful Evocation gets the Mana Giant down for free as well.
Which is so close to triggering that Learn Draconic as well.
My dream is your night.
Big top deck there for the Iron Bark for Hat. He can go ahead and play this Ysera and pop that Iron Bark on it to protect it, provided that he's not going to get counterspelled, which he's not, we know.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta...
Oh. Devolving Missiles. We talked about it in the Discover choice there, and it is very good. And oh no, and that is a really bad 6-drop. That is probably the second worst 6-drop. I think the 2/2 generate the Infernal is probably the worst, the Abyssal.
Yeah, the Abyssal, yeah.
But this is second worst. And all of a sudden, Base has a humongous board.
Just a little bit. Yeah. I don't know how RidiculousHat comes back. All right, okay,
Dream
maybe
portals,
Dream Portals can be.
there are a way.
Okay, DQA.
One, no freeze. Oh yeah,
Point, innervate, overflow. Try to find something.
Alternatively, I mean, Mount Seller would have been a possibility, I suppose. But ooh,
yeah, but I think I like this line. I think you're out in this game.
Baby.
Are these Dream Portals? So I like this line from RidiculousHat.
Powerful Dream Portal hits too so far. Guardian Animals. Overgrowth, use of the Lightning Bloom there. He's just gonna keep drawing Dream Portal. Oh! He found the broomstick, the rush.
RidiculousHat.
What a turn of events! That's ridiculous.
Wow.
That is absolutely unreal.
I told you these Dream Portals were going to be out. Just needed the broomstick to combine with them, you know? RidiculousHat sweeping up base's board here. Throwing it out of here. Putting it in the garbage. Getting them dust bunnies out of here.
Yeah, that was that was essentially a reset turn there, and now RidiculousHat is the one threatening. We see the Flame Ward. He obviously knows what the deal is now with that ping.
Yeah. I love those pings when you're playing against decks with Flame Ward where you're like, oh.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It can be a bluff. It can absolutely be a bluff, and that's not a bad idea. But also, this deck doesn't run Flame Ward natively.
I wonder if you're supposed to make a 6/6 instead. I guess playing Lake Thresher isn't bad.
Alright, so not only does he opt to play Lake Thresher, he does not attack.
Oh, yeah, he's got Survival Fittest in hand.
Yeah. Very, very smart.
This is why RidiculousHat is just RidiculousHat, you know? Always sees the lines.
I wonder.
Good spacing there, too, to put that 4/6 on the outside, make things like Kona Cold a little bit tougher. We're going to see another Jandis here.
Whoops.
Oh no, base is realizing she can't freeze. The tech! I told you this was useful. It didn't matter what deck it was going against as far as it's a useful tech. And we're gonna see that 6/5 become the illusion here.
Yeah, playing some mind games with base.
Yeah, I mean, one of us is bluffing.
Just lethal, right?
Portal. Well, Counterspell is a card right now.
Counterspell first, yeah.
Yeah, so that is again smart play there by Hat to not get wrapped up in. I mean, in the mind game there, poor for base because the 6/5 is always going to die to that Lake Thresher.
Yeah. And RidiculousHat missed the damage because he doesn't know how Flame Ward reads. Way to go, RidiculousHat.
Well, I think he'll be okay here.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine either way. He's got the lethal. Very, very well played by RidicuLOHat. And yeah, you're right, that Living Dragon Breath did come up to be actually relevant in this match, even though I thought it wasn't going to be.
Right.
So that's some exciting stuff. That's also exciting.
That was
as,
a great game.
To see your tech work out. Yeah, that was just 2 haymakers, like 3-4 haymakers in a row by both players. You know, just base is like, here's my board. RidicuLOHat's like, well, here's my board.
I mean, I guess when you're looking at 2 decks, 2 classes there that do a lot of random generation or a lot of crazy cheats, like Druid is just, I'm gonna cheat you with spells or with mana, and Mage is like, well, random spells are my deal. So you know, you're always gonna get some crazy swingy stuff, but that was a lot of fun.
I must protect the wild.
Absolutely. Oh, is this Big Warrior?
It does appear to be Big Warrior.
Ooh. Oh, for the folks at home who might not know what Hero Series is. So it is last hero standing format. So if you win with a deck, you bring the deck back. If you lose with a deck, that deck is out and you don't get to bring it back. It is gone for the rest of the series. And it turns out to be Bomb Warrior here from base. Just with a tech to athletic studies that is normally not seen in the 30. So. Oh. R-Hat finds the overgrowth.
Overgrowth, Innervate, Guardian Animals. He's got basically everything you would really want. And if the big warrior's going to take it slow, Base will just go ahead and armor up. And here comes Ghidra to just be a pain. Because that overgrowth next turn makes it a 10 damage swing to face. And that's, I mean, we talked about Ghidra usage last game, and another thing, you know, people will rarely just go ahead and throw Ghidra down and say, well, here it is. And does Base want to Blade Storm this?
Must burn them all.
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, you have to make the Ring of Overgrowth.
Yeah, I mean, this line, even if it was Wild Growth instead, you know, this line still, you know, kind of foretells some sort of ramp or some sort of spell being casted with it. Usually don't play it super on its own like that. I mean, sometimes maybe just playing a 1/4 deal 2 is okay, but yeah, you usually got something to back it up.
But R-Hat just swings again with the Guardian Animals, gets the Iron Bark down on the Lake Thresher to protect the 5/4, and Base is going to be looking for some answers here. I mean, using that Blade Storm is one thing.
Coerce. Yeah. No, we have the Coerce to deal with the 5/9.
Sure. Yeah, the Coerce is fine for that, but still no answer to the 5/4 without having that Blade Storm back. But I think, I mean, at the end of the day, if the Blade Storm is the right move there, but if you're R-Hat, you feel like that's a good thing, obviously, just getting rid of one of the mass removal tools. Don't think that Living Dragon Breath's going to come too much into play here. I
was literally about to say the same thing. I was getting ready to say it, but you beat me to the punch.
Sorry, bud.
It's okay. I'm just glad that we both were on that same brain wave. See Dragon Breath, refer to how it will be useless this match.
And now Hat does not attack, obviously would be an overdraw if he had done so, which means that Krasnov will sweep away this 5/4. Or actually, will it go into the 1/1 and then use the weapon to clear the 5/4? Thus keeping it alive.
I think so.
I think that. Yeah, health is a resource you can use right now as a warrior.
Yeah, the only way the Druid's clearing this is Bog Beam or the other Guardian Animals. So the chances of you possibly getting another Krasnov is kind of good.
For sure. And right now we're going to probably see an exotic Mount Seller turn. Oh, bomb. That just all right.
Take that, R-Hat.
But we do see that Bog Beam in R-Hat's hand. It will be used in conjunction with that Mount Seller. Lightning Bloom, probably another draw in the form of Wild Growth. Oh, no, not going to have a draw this turn because it's not 10 mana yet.
9. It does that annoying thing where it puts you to 10.
Yep. Not cheaty enough there, R-Hat, but that's all right.
Double Emperor Cobra. And the Elec. Yeah, Alex is kind of good in this matchup, to be honest. It allows you to kind of like space out your dream portals.
Sure.
And it makes it a little tougher for Warrior to get you. Because sometimes I've won this matchup personally by fatiguing the Druid because they just draw through the deck so fast. You know, so this Elec could be relevant here in this matchup.
Well, it can just be attacked straight up by the Kargath, Blade Fist, or the weapon.
Probably killing the Mount Seller with this Kargath. I don't know what else we're using to kill it, but a Mount Seller's got to go.
I mean, Brawl is in hand.
Oh yeah, there it is, right there in the middle.
But Brawl's not going to be used now. Well, I mean, I guess I could coin that Brawl, but that seems like a reckless use.
Yeah, I mean, if Mount Seller wins, you're very sad.
Yes, and we all know in Hearthstone you don't like to be sad if you can avoid it.
I mean, we don't like to be sad at any point in our lives, you know. Not just Hearthstone, but.
So we do realize that the card says shuffle the bombs, right? Not just put the bombs at the top, because Base seems to just be putting these bombs straight at the top of Hat's deck. Yeah. That's now 2 of the 3 immediately blowing up, and this game could be over quicker one way or the other.
I mean, this could also just be RHat's doing, right? He's like, let me put these bombs at the top so when I overflow, I won't hit anything.
Exactly.
RHat hacking the system to also put those bombs at the top.
You know, he can hack the sheets, he can hack the game. Don't know what he can't do.
Have a normal hat.
Oh, the one minion that base did not want to live lives through the brawl.
This seems to be
Probably
the way
sword
things are
and
going
board.
right
Oh
now
no,
nowadays.
shield slam.
Oh, okay, shield slam.
I was thinking maybe sword and board plus weapon to clear the front half of the...
What do we get? Oh, we got something that base can't kill. Or weapon. Zigzor.
Not only can base not kill it, but that's another thing that goes into the deck.
Oh, that's a pretty big threat down the
It's
line.
a bomb! This is ridiculous. And... Oh, it's a bomb again! I don't even know it. There's no more bombs. She can't. I assume she's got boom in there, and it's completely useless right now. That's crazy. Hat is probably sitting here like going, man, what's going on?
Ooh, Starfire is a huge pickup. I like the Starfire pickup.
Yeah, definitely a good pickup here. And
Right.
Overflow is a safe call, since, you know, no more bombs in the deck right now.
Yeah. Where are these bombs at? Oh, they're not in my deck.
Let's Overflow now. Little Iron Bark to protect. And our hat is dangerously low on health, but could
He's
be
fine.
okay here. Yeah, I think he could be. Oh.
Ooh, Krasnov, maybe?
I mean, Krasnov will clear.
The Kargath is also a
Yeah.
super reasonable pick because of the prime.
The problem is that you just can't guarantee when you're going to draw either of those primes. And
Yeah.
also, it's not going to die this turn anyway. Oh, and base goes to the Evasive Worm, the one that we did not talk
Yeah.
about.
Okay. I like this because it allows it to clear this with the
Sure.
Sword and Board. Every pick there was highly reasonable, I think.
And of course,
You
this
could've-
bomb's
you
going to
could've
get
won
drawn
anyway.
right off the top because that's what it's doing. So, going to put him down to 4 here.
I swear if he draws this bomb. Alright, it's not the bomb.
Oh, 6-star Prime right
the
off the
6-star
top.
prime!
I mean, there are only 6 cards left in the deck, too, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That inevitability is becoming a real concern for our hat.
I mean, as long as this board lives, he's got the survival of the fittest. I would like to see the mark.
Oh, yeah,
Come down.
Mark is going down this turn for sure to make
Yeah.
sure the next weapon
And
switch
make
does
the
not
trade.
go to his face. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that and allow this 6-star prime to live through the trade as
Right.
well. Ooh.
Also, protection against Bladestorm now. Not everything has 4 health.
Yep. Oh, not the lackey that base wanted to see. Donde, have you ever seen this lackey before?
No, I was unfamiliar that there were multiple lackey types in this game. I thought it was just the Witchy. I got a Witchy lackey last night in my Hero Series, or not my Hero Series, my Pro Series match. Shockingly, I never played it as it was useless.
Oh, wow. Just like
Who would've
every
guessed?
other witchy, just like every other witchy lackey ever. All right, so our hack and survival. So we have 12, 15, plus another 12. That's just lethal?
Tenacity is admirable.
Tuna, are we attempting to do math right now?
Well
Yeah. I did math. I didn't say what the total number was because, you know, I didn't want to. But, but I knew it was lethal. And our hack goes up 2-0 over base.
And as we talked about, that does ensure the win, or at least the tie, I should say, this week for TMI.
Yeah, at least a tie.
So very, very big win there for our hat. Now we'll see that Druid and see if it can. Well, I guess you hate to say high roll its way to victory, but that's what Druid does a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, it does sometimes. I think our head, you know, it is a very high rolling deck, but there are still some nuances to some of the turns of like what to correctly do in the correct order and such. You know?
Oh yeah, we're definitely seeing that
No.
tonight.
Yeah.
Your
Our head has played this
I must protect
extremely well, I think. I don't think there was a single line that it's like, oh, why'd you do that? Or like, what was this for? You know, just everything just felt super solid out of both these players, really. I mean, that's what you come to expect from 2 super strong seeds. Or 2 super strong 2 seeds here.
Funny enough, they're both 2 seeds. How
THM.
crazy is this?
That's nuts. That's nuts to me. This is a 2-seed matchup right now.
I get to play both of these players later this season in Hero, and I'm like, how is that a thing?
This seems unfair to everyone else in the teal conference.
I never lie.
You know, it's the same thing of like in the like. This is why I love THL because you know, Ron's at 3 seed, C-Max at 3 seed. You know, also 1 seeds in literally every other format. So it's just scary to walk into Hero and be like, wow, look at all these 1 seeds in every other format that are filling up 1 through 3 seeds of Hero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a lot of historically in THL, there's been a lot of players that are very overmatched for their seed there. Like, Desharmo is another one of those players that's been a 2 or 3 seed in a lot of series, and that man is not a 2 or 3 seed caliber player.
No, yeah, he's a 1 seed caliber player all the way. All right, RidiculousHat does get to clean up the rest of this Hanar here with Corn Hero Power. So. So that always feels good to be able to answer this Hanar pretty early on.
Plant's also a 2 seed in the Teal Conference.
Yeah, I just
silliness.
I remember being on Saloon Week 1 and talking about this with them, and it's just it feels great though. It is silliness, but it feels great to see the competition being that great that you're just like, man.
Markshire is a 2 seed over in the Purple Conference, so I think we're now referring to the 2 seed as board seed. Is that now allowed? Because that's 4 of the 6 board members are a 2 seed in Hero.
All right, folks. Well, it's been a great night casting. I hope y'all have a great night. I'll see y'all later.
Tuna signing off.
Yep. Tuna out. Ooh. Devolving and Brain Freeze are both, I think, reasonable pickups here.
Yeah, we saw this decision before, not taking Devolving. Not that it was a bad choice when base played Mage, but not available in this deck normally, of course, as the Rogue. And I think it probably is a pretty good pick here. But no, Pyro. Hell yeah,
okay.
Base. Let's get ready to charge the face with 10 damage in 5 turns.
Base, no care. She's going face eventually.
I mean, that's where that Pyro is going to go. But will this game last to that turn? We do see Hat does not have any mana ramp this game, but he'll just go ahead and use the Runic Carvings and pop up Rush. So Base is going to get 2 cards out of that, a Lightning Bloom and a Runic Carvings.
RidiculousHat going to play no cards next turn.
Well, I mean, if you're going to go ahead and overload, just go and use it all in 1 turn, right? And don't like drip that overload out. So that's probably what he's thinking there. It's not like he had a turn 5 play outside of just dropping a Lake Crusher anyway. And now he knows that Ambush is one of the secrets. So yeah, you probably are just fine. Wasteland Assassin making its 2nd stream appearance of the evening.
Nature speaks through us. You fell right into my trap.
Okay, so RidiculousHat's leaving all these minions back to fight for board, because that's kind of like Rogue's thing, is to win board with all these lackeys and stuff like that. So it's an interesting line for sure. I definitely do like it here from RidiculousHat.
So
Flick though, interesting use of it here. Well, Shadow Step is a card, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's totally fine then. Never mind. Interesting though, Base does not feel the need to pull that flick back right now, thinking, I guess, how does it die this turn, and then I don't get to use it on other good things.
It'd just be the Guardian Animals into a Lake Thresher would be the only punish.
Right.
But I think Base had a read by RidiculousHat doing the Runic Carving turn. Kind of gives you a read that there is no Guardian Animals at that point in time in the hand, you know. Yeah. Questing picked up here for Base. We're gonna go ahead and start charging that up. This is
bad news.
Yeah. This is one of those cards that Hat just like the Druid just historically has a problem dealing with these questings and Edwin's. So.
And guess what? Lightning Bloom plus Pyroblast is a thing next turn.
Oh, Hat's just dead.
He sure is.
Hat's just dead.
Well
I
played.
mean, we also had prep, so we could have played this no matter what,
Well
even without the Lightning Bloom. But
I know,
let's
but
see which way she goes. She goes with the prep, the Pyro, based.
I would love to see Lightning Bloom into Shadow or into Prep plus Pyro just to show him what was up.
Wow. All right. I mean, this is what base needed. We got that. We got that
Yeah,
win.
all
on
of a
the
sudden
board.
we have a series on our hands.
Yeah. Donde, if you're our Hat, what are you bringing? What you bringing next?
So he's got Paladin, he's got Demon Hunter.
Mhm.
If it is, I mean, I'm assuming Libram Paladin and not Murloc Paladin.
Some sort of Libram, whether it's the Penflinger.
I would say it's
or
probably
the
going to be Demon Hunter, just because the
Okay.
Libram Paladin doesn't feel great with all the removals that the saps and the flick, just
Yep.
doesn't feel great in this matchup. So I would think that it's probably going to be the Demon Hunter.
Okay. You hoping for Soul or Aggro?
I mean, I'm thinking it's probably going to be aggro.
It is Soul Demon Hunter.
Well, okay then.
What?
Hey, you're 50% right. I mean, you guys Demon Hunter, so you know.
I am determined to win this.
Well, this is a pretty good hand from our Hat. It's a nice curve with a Mystic having the ability to clean up a board in case base gets on it and just like floods it too fast.
Base with a decent looking starting hand though has that Pharaoh Cat to play on one. The Hanar's in the hand with us with a secret, so options abound. But yeah, Hat has a little bit of curve himself.
Mummy needs 5 more minutes. You don't pick the one, see?
Twin Slice. It's always good. That's always a good find off for your one maker. Oh, free extra burst in my deck?
Why not?
Nice. I too enjoy just having free damage. And also a free 2/2.
And I mean that's part of the reason the card is there in the first place. It's such a good it's such a good pool there for Demon Hunter to have those 1-cost spells that normally
I think
you're getting something valuable.
the worst one is Philosophy. In all honesty. Like there's one that you're like, man, Philosophy, but like everything else is pretty solid. You know, you got
Yeah, I mean even something like Mana Burn, because there are
Mana
turns
Burn
where
can
it's
be
very
backbreaking.
useful.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last Saturday, when I was on stream, that Mana Burn, like those Mana Burn turns could just be so backbreaking for some decks that it's insane to see. Let me just overload my opponent for 2 real quick. Hanar coming down here. Okay, we pick up the Netherwind. I do like the Netherwind here against the Soul Demon Hunter. Because you probably assume your Hanar is not living, so has the most value.
Yeah, Base was really kind of trying to make the play there on the hopes that Hanar would live into the next turn, and unfortunately for her, our Hat just sniped that Marrow Slicer right off the top of the deck. Clean, easy removal of the Hanar, and yeah, it's gone. It's never coming back.
Such a beautiful
Alright, so this would trigger the ambush,
You fell
but
right into my
you know,
trap.
your 5/5 did its job.
Yeah, there's no world where you're ever taking this 9 and sinking into the ambush. That's going face all day. By the way, every secret is darked out again on my screen, so I unfortunately, again,
You just have some weird dirty tricks.
I've been bamboozled,
they were-
as you can see,
Yeah.
bamboozled by the tracker.
Look at me, made funny jokes.
More secrets. Bamboozle
All
it
the
is.
secrets. I do like bamboozle here. I think it was better pick up than
I agree. And now the 4/4 questing adventure has to be dealt with here, but
we got answers.
Well, Twin Slice is also a thing.
I mean, the hero power alone does it. The Warblades does it. Like,
Well, I was gonna say like the Twin Slice plus Blade Dance would have been a possibility, but Bamboozle was the reason I was gonna say that, because we knew that it could be problematic, and Hat just found out the bad news. He's gonna take extra damage.
I wonder if our hat is just like, cause you don't normally like you. When's the last time we ever saw a Bamboozle run the main deck? Like early last meta.
Sure.
So I wonder if our hat just like was just like, no way, this is Bamboozle.
I mean, he would have been better off hitting first there, and then seeing, because I mean, obviously there's an off chance that there's a minion that is now still killable by the 3/2, but if not, then you can negotiate your turn a different way. But yeah, it's definitely, and it was a good evolve too for a base.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, average stats of a 6 mana card is a 6/6. We got a 5/6. That's not slightly below average, but we'll take it over a 2/2 or a 3. What was it? Was that our hat? Our hat got earlier.
Yeah.
In game 1. Another Mystic comes down, clears up the rest of his board. Our hat's still in a very good position here. I mean, we're looking at just lethal next turn. Theoretically, if base doesn't drop this Draconid.
I mean, base saw that Wandmaker get played very early on in the game, and no use of the spell that it generated. Have to be sitting here assuming Twin Slice at this point.
Yeah, you're assuming Twin Slice, a silence effect, maybe. Probably would have used it on the questing.
Exactly. That's yeah.
So you're assuming it's either Philosophy or Twin Slice at this point.
Yeah, you're trying to find a way to survive, knowing that there's a possibility that you could just be lethal next turn.
Yeah.
And double Secret Passage is
Plagiarize, not going to
just
do it.
searching for cards. Oh, the stunner.
Hit you.
This time doesn't matter. We have double Twin Slice in hand. Our hat has well enough damage to kill base here.
That is true. So TMI and our hat will take the series, the game, the match, all of it. 3-1 here. And Soul Demon Hunter does its job.
Yep, our hat throwing out the coin there to ensure that it's not counterspell. As long as it's not a taunt.
I would say not. Yeah, taunt would be the one thing.
We did have Blade Storm or Blade Dance to possibly
deal
with it. There's a chance of miss.
Still, the chance of missing is it's 50-50. It either does or doesn't, right?
Right. Yeah. That's how all stats work. Let's make every math person that's in chat right now angry. Stats are 50-50. Either it happens or it doesn't. You can't tell me any other statistics is correct. But that does it. 3-1 to our hat, showing.
It does indeed.
Showing the new board member how it's done.
Well, what do you say? Do we get our hat in here for an interview real quick?
Absolutely. Free our hat content? I'm in.
Again, I can't even open my friends list to message because Hearthstone hates me tonight for some reason.
It's okay. I think it hates everyone tonight. I play this mini game every time I go to spectate someone where the eyeballs just jump like crazy and I gotta snag it as it's just doing its thing.
Alright, he's coming in.
We need some theme music.
Our hat, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Of course we can.
Nope.
Congratulations, sir.
Hey, thanks. I'd like to dedicate this win to Animated Broomstick.
Oh my goodness!
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness! That was something we were obviously going to ask you about, because that turn was out of this world. That could not have been a better play at that time. So I guess were you digging for the broomstick the whole time, or did that just kind of come to you during the process there?
If I didn't hit Broomstick that turn, I think I lost. Specifically that turn. So I drew a bunch of cards. And after drawing a bunch of cards, the last one was the Broomstick. and we got there. I didn't expect to go Bloom, Overgrowth, Excess Mana, Broomstick, Bloom again, somehow clear their board, but the Skull Elements meta has a lot of swing turns. A lot of swinging back and forth.
That it does.
We got to see all of the swing turns in the entire format in that first game. And yeah, it's Druid. I've been testing a little bit, and the deck is. I'm not going to say the deck's not high rolly because of the card Overgrowth, but there is opportunity to recognize lines that comes with some practice. So I'm glad I got my reps in a little bit this week on the ladder.
Man, our head is saying literally everything that I said earlier.
Yes, and I
Like,
did
almost
say
verbatim.
I did say I didn't want to call Druid the high roll deck, but it does have a tendency to do those things. So, yes, that was exactly the assessment that we had made earlier. So, very, very well played. And I actually was talking about your Gidra usage in multiple games there. You played it in situations where you don't normally see people have the wherewithal just either play it out as a 1/4 and say, whatever, if I get the spell burst, I get the spell burst. But even when you were using it with the spell burst, you weren't necessarily going for that Gidra plus bomb spell. You were just taking like a 4 or 5 attack Gidra, which I think a lot of people don't really do effectively, which I thought was a nice play on your end.
Yeah, I mean, my thinking in game, I think it was 2 or 3, where I played out the Gidra on 3 with the Overgrowth on 4.
Yep.
It's a 5 attack Gidra that has been on the board is a Pyroblast. So, that's not small. You can just Gidra on 3, Overgrowth on 4, and then hit your opponent for 10. And 10 is a lot of damage to attack for on turn 4. And I was also obviously hoping for the sweet Living Dragon Breath line, where the Gidra gets frozen, then I defrost it and again dome them for 10. But D-Breath did alright there. Poor Based, I don't think she knows how freeze works, or at least she does now. But that Ray of Frost is a little tricky.
Yeah, we both kind of recoiled a bit.
Yeah, when you're in the heat of the moment, sometimes you don't think about it, and then you're just like, all right, I got to freeze this thing so I don't die. And you send out your Ray of Frost, and you're like, huh.
I mean, we've been playing that card instinctively for 2 mana for 2 damage for a year and a half now, so I don't blame anyone for doing it. I will say that personally, I may have been biased, but I was delighted by that play. I think it was great for me.
We all were. I mean, we were popping off. We were like, Ray of Frost doesn't work. The tech.
Yeah.
Our hat's tech.
I mean, the important thing is that when Cyclone Mage runs out of resources and they had the opportunity to just wait until I could play around the Flame Ward, she telegraphed the Flame Ward pretty hard, and I had tested for Counterspell the turn before just to make extra super sure, and then Survival kill ya. Survival's a good card. It's just big Savage Roar. So many games. It's just giant Savage Roar.
Well, not only that, it gives health too, so it does make the minions more hardy. And as you said, Savage Roar would not have saved you from a Flame Ward, but certainly the Survival of the Fittest did. Were you expecting in any way for that to be Tortolan Mage, or was that just this is a good card against any mage? Because that's kind of what I was thinking. It was just a good tech card, regardless of the mage that she brought.
We're talking about the My Druid list period.
Well, I was thinking just the Living Dragon Breath inclusion.
I net deck the top list from the Master Store today.
Attaboy. All right.
Yeah. I don't want to give any kind of impression that I made in informed deck building. Okay. I think it was Lambie series. It was either Lambie series or Nightwing. One of the 8-0 players had the 1 Living Dragon Breath, 1 Survival. I think it's double Wild Growth build. So I just net decked that and ran 5 games of ladder with it today and was like, this deck is good. And then I played it, and here we are.
And here we are, indeed. Three wins, obviously, for you. A 3-1 win gives TMI the week. We were talking about how 3-2s across the board. You've got now 4 wins as a team, looking for the sweep this week.
Yeah. Who has to play next?
Diamond and Jim Phillips, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, Jim. You all know Jim. I have faith in Jim.
Oh,
Jim's the guy.
Jim's my teammate in Legacy. I have full faith in Jim.
Jim is he is as steady as it goes. He'll have his plan the day before submission. He'll have his plan the day before the match. We'll chat through it, and then he'll chime back in yeah, I won. Love Jim. Big fan.
I don't know many people who aren't a big fan of Jim. One other thing we were talking about, too. I don't know if you've realized this. We talked about it briefly before, but, the 2-seed is just stacked in Hero. It's ridiculous between, no pun intended, yourself, Based, Plants is in the 2-seed, and Teal as well. Just an absurd amount of power. And also, it appears that the 2-seed is the board seed now.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, Markshire also in the 2-seed. Yeah, it was the realization we had during the match there. That as board members, we like to ensure that we have somebody who has strong power above us, but yet allows us to still play near the top of our team.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we have top-loaded power, but then you're the 1 seed on the pro team, so like I don't know what to say about that. I'm not sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
after yesterday, actually after yesterday, I'll still be the 1 seed because Neji lost.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
shout out to Neji.
Casual double 11x gamer, by the way. That's Donde right there. If you don't know, he gets 11x so easily he didn't even realize it. That's Donde. That's our content track.
It's just smooth.
Right.
Smooth playing Hearthstone. You sling those cards out the right way, and good things happen to you.
Yeah, but I was talking about this with RidiculousHat the other day. Really, just the average player quality in THL has gone up a lot over time, in part due to, I think, our exposure over time, people learning about us, people wanting other ways to play, in part due to our growing options. If someone joins to play pro, they're more likely to cross over. In part, Hero has been one of the more dense series with a fewer number of teams over the past few seasons. I think, actually, last season was the densest I've ever seen it, and also part of the reason why there's so much appeal, because when you see all these really, really tight matches on stream and you look at the matchups on paper, people want to be a part of it. And also part of it is the redesign of the ladder systems. PR has adjusted over the years, and because we have such a concentration of players at that regularly hit legend and don't push further rank, then the people above get stronger, but really the middle of teams get so much better. Everything kind of, the ripples in the pond make the entire team better as a whole. And I think it means you just have more competitive experiences across the board, even though I do think people are still getting well-placed matches at all seats. It's kind of fun to watch.
I absolutely agree, and we talked about that a little bit too. Is just with all the influx of players, we're getting a lot of, like you said, a lot of very high-quality players that want to play in all series or at least multiple series. And to see Hero Series get a lot of love lately, not only in terms of Saloon being a great show, a lot of players are starting to get into wanting to play Last Hero Standing. I know it's like a dead format, so to speak, because Blizzard doesn't support it in any real way, but we do, and I think it's one of the more fun series that we have just because it's so unique now.
Yeah, different ways to play are great, except Specialist. And
yes, we should not play that.
Yes, well, we won't. Don't you worry.
What about Shielded Conquest?
Shielded Conquest was fun.
I mean,
Shielded Conquest.
As soon as anybody does another Shielded Conquest format ever, then sure. I mean, like, there are the oddballs out there that happen once in a while. I really enjoy Strike. I think that Markshire would love if we had a Strike series. But really, it's just about different ways to play that are at least somewhat well-known. LHS was the original Hearthstone competitive format, and it still stuck around throughout the years. It's actually really popular in China. I'm not sure if a lot of people know that, but it is the premier competitive format in China.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
it's good that it lives on somewhere, at least a couple places. And that's the thing is, if it's worth playing, people will play it somewhere. Which I guess would be why there's no Specialist series anywhere on the planet.
Exactly.
So, oops.
And this format is so wide open. In Conquest, you have to target, but in this format, you get the opportunity to target 4 times. And so the variety of decks between the two formats also makes them both more interesting, I think.
Yeah, I think for closed list, it's really the premier format just because you can be very creative with your lineup.
Yep, you can see I got very creative with my lineup with Druid and Soul Demon Hunter.
Well, when you put it that way.
So much creativity from our hat.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Listen, I had to go through at least 3 different lineups to copy my Druid list. That takes hard work.
It takes at least like 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah. I had to tab between, I had to control tab to switch to the next tab. I had to control shift tab to switch back. I had to do that twice. It's
4 fingers. Just man.
It's okay. I'm taking the rest of the night off. It's all right.
Okay, good.
You deserve it. You deserve it. Yeah.
Thank you.
No more Hearthstone for you. No more board in. Board o'clock is in an hour and a half. So maybe just take a little quick nap and come back for 11 o'clock, and then we'll talk about some stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it was a fun series to watch. Definitely a well-deserved win. So congratulations on that. Brushy, any other questions you got before we head out tonight?
Nah, I mean, we hit them all. We hit everything that I wanted to ask too, so I'm all right.
Brushy, how would you nerf Jandis Barov in Battlegrounds?
Oh my goodness.
Make it cost some sort of mana.
Okay. I was thinking about...
I think it being... I'm fine with like the ability. I think the ability is super cool because outside of Pogos, it does a lot of cool things for all the other stuff, like, putting... the Amalgadon back to get like different evolves, like that's a pretty cool combo. But I think it needs to have a mana cost. I think it being just a free thing is like just so broken. Like usually 0 mana hero powers in Battlegrounds have been historically kind of overpowered as we look at Lich King and Jandis Barov. Or or Jandis. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. I was thinking about either cleansing the buffs when you swap it back or making it cost more gold. I could see either way that you go with it. Okay. Donde, any questions?
I mean, so many questions. Mostly, what's Battlegrounds?
It's a form of Hearthstone. It's Hearthstone's newest competitive team format. So you bring 4 of your friends and you queue in. That you know what? This is too much talk for this talk show. We'll talk about it when TBGL starts up some point in the next little while.
Excellent. Well, anything else you'd like to say before we head out for the night, RHat? I know you don't get enough airtime on various shows very often, so I want to make sure you're maximizing it right now.
I would like to give big props to the content team for all the hard work they do at making things run the way they do, and I'd like to give big props to Saku for being 2-0 in Legacy, undefeated. We had a bye week, didn't slow us down. Saku has not lost a match yet this season. Big up, Saku. In fact, I think that the pod people are up 12-2 right now. Feeling pretty good about this week.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good week of Hearthstone. And shout-outs to all the people that did well at the Masters Tour, including D-Money for making a really deep run. He ended 6-3, and all the Hyper Horizon boys, I think, did pretty well overall.
Yeah, we saw a couple THLers.
Yeah.
G Lee was into it into day 2 there, I believe.
Oh, Glee, yeah. Glee was 5-4. There were a bunch of people that made some pretty deep runs, so pretty proud of all the people that put their energy into it, and a lot of good THL representation, so hyped to see that.
Definitely. I mean, if anybody wants to shout out THL, if they happen to... they don't do the post-game interviews anymore, so it's hard to shout out THL, but it is what it is. Well, all right then. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for joining us on Saturday. It's always a fun night casting with you, Brushy, so thank you for being here.
Sweet. Thanks for having me back. I didn't think I'd ever come back to a Saturday after
never. Yeah, like I would invite you back. And RHat, thank you as well for offering up your match. Thank you to all the players who offered up their match on stream tonight. Always appreciated. And if you ever want to get on stream, let me know when you have your match scheduled. If you play on a Saturday night, I can do my best to fit you into the schedule here. We're always looking for matches every week, so please do reach out. The stream will be back again tomorrow afternoon. I believe we have a couple matches for Schoolstone, though I don't have the exact schedule in front of me. And we do have a few matches for Sunday night, which Saku, the content god, as Brushy has dubbed him, will be hosting that stream for us. Other than that, we'll be back next week on Saturday starting 8 p.m. As always, thanks for joining us. Best of luck in your matches the rest of the night and into tomorrow, and we will see you again next week. Night, guys.
Good night.